What is going on, everyone? We are back. Hit the Books, Season 4, Episode 29. This is our March Madness episode. March Madness officially tips off today, whenever you're listening to this. Tomorrow for us when we're recording this. It's just me and Mackie here. No Ace, no Jesse. Looking to get them back next week. Next week is opening day in the MLB on Thursday. This week we get March Madness on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday with the first and second rounds. Arguably the greatest weekend in sports probably all year round, at least I'd say. Thursday to Sunday, you can't really compete with it. But Mackie, what's going on? Are you excited for the tournament? How are we feeling? Had 2 games last night, 2 tonight. We're really into the thick of it. Tomorrow at noon feels like Christmas Day, at least for me. I can't wait to wake up tomorrow and place my bets.
Yeah, this is basically what we've been waiting for all season. It kind of sucks because, after this weekend, there's not much college basketball left. You're
Yeah,
down to 16
you better
teams.
enjoy it while it's here.
Yeah, exactly. Conference tournaments really it's where I really love it because then you still get to look forward to March Madness first 4 days. But next 4 days are definitely gonna be a good time. Gonna be glued to my TV. And yeah, it's best time of the year. March Madness, everybody loves it. So looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Where are we gonna start out? Like I said, we had 2 games last night. So the tournament officially starting out with 2 games last night, 2 games tonight. When you're listening to this, those games will be over. But on the first 2 games, we saw Alabama State win at the buzzer against St. Francis on a
The
full
Hail
court Hail
Mary.
Mary. That was absolutely crazy. I had Alabama State money line. That was a great
Did
way to
you?
win that one. Yeah, I took UNC straight, then I took Alabama State money line and UNC money line. 'Cause I
Nice.
was, for some reason, weirded out by that 4.5, but,
Yeah. Shouldn't have been,
um,
but
they ended up just killing them, but we'll get into that game, but, and then, like I said, we saw America's most hated team right now, the UNC Tar Heels whoop San Diego State. Can this UNC team, possibly win a game against Ole Miss? We had them -4.5 on the card last night, a good hit there. We've been kinda streaky there, looking to get back, at the start of March Madness, looking to have a huge day tomorrow and Friday, but do you have UNC getting out of this first round after that performance last night?
I could see it happening. Here's the thing with UNC. It's not that anybody never thought that they were good enough to be in the spot. It's just that they simply didn't deserve it, I don't think. 1-12 against quad one, you lose all the opportunity that you have and you still find a way to make it in. We always knew that they were good enough. Their team is good enough. It's just that they didn't deserve it. They didn't have the resume for it. That being said, they made it. Everything in the past is behind them, and they have a lot to prove. They played great. Obviously, they played a Mountain West team. We know how the Mountain West performs in March. They never get the job done. They took care of business. Won by 30, I think, 7 or something like that.
It was like 90 to
Yeah,
70
and
something.
and now they get Ole Miss, and they're -1.5 against Ole Miss. Ole Miss has been a little streaky. They don't really have that one guy. I guess you can say Sean Padula
I was
is
gonna
their
say
best
Badula.
player,
I was
but
thinking Badula.
yeah, the Virginia Tech transfer, but they could definitely win that game. UNC can go on a run. They played Duke, hand in hand last game. I know it was without Cooper Flag, but definitely coulda won that game. They have those guys. They have the vet in RJ Davis. They have Hubert Davis, who kills March. I think he's 9-1 against the spread in March in his career. So, I would never count out UNC. I know they're 11 seed, but they could definitely make a run. I think I'm gonna have them over Ole Miss. It's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a really good one, but
Yeah.
I think they get the job done in that one.
Yeah, I do have them. I have them getting out of the first round, and I'll go one step further. I think they could beat Iowa State, an
Who
injured
is that
Iowa
their next
State team.
game? Yeah, with no Sean Gilbert. I know
Yeah.
Tyron Lipsey is also not very healthy. He
How
didn't
about
play.
that? How about what's the coach's name? Otzelberger for
Yeah.
Iowa State not announcing that until after Selection Sunday, so they get the 3 seed?
What,
Injured that he was gonna be out?
for Sean Gilbert?
Yeah.
He announced it after. I didn't know
Yeah.
that. Well, I remember the game that they played against BYU that,
'Cause
I
they said they would've been a 5 seed if that would've been announced before.
yeah, I mean, it's their best player.
Yeah.
But Lipsey didn't play in that Big 12 quarterfinal, semifinal game, whatever it was against BYU,
Mhm.
and he was never announced out before the games, and they just didn't play him the entire game,
I
so
was gonna say they just kept saying he wasn't gonna play that game.
yeah, it's just, just how they go, I guess, but can you get fined for
I
that?
Well, what?
Just not announcing it?
Wait, what'd you say? Can you get what?
Can you get fined for that?
I would assume so. That's like, I mean, but also, like, I don't know. I guess maybe you don't have to.
Even without Keshawn Gilbert, I think Iowa State's a deep team. I don't know. It's
Put it
not gonna
this
be easy
way,
to
I
knock
don't
them off.
think I think there would be a lot more, you know, fuss about this if they were like UNC and, like, say RJ Davis wasn't gonna play, and
Yeah,
they
and they
get
still
in it
put
with
him
all
in.
this, freak out and panic over, WVU and Indiana. and
Like a
UNC
team on
gets in
the
and, like,
edge.
RJ Davis is out for the tournament.
Like a team on the edge, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Iowa State was in no matter what. I guess you could say, well, they're a 4 seed, so say they're in the same bracket and you flop who? Iowa State and Texas A&M? Like,
Yeah, how much does that really change?
I don't think it really makes that much. I don't have Texas A&M going far either, so, like, I just think with them injured is a tough matchup, but I think there's a good chance you could see UNC in the tournament next weekend.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I'm not gonna take them over Iowa State. I'm a big Iowa State guy. I think they have a lot of depth, but,
I'm
I
interested
wouldn't
to see what that line would be.
I just wouldn't be
Iowa State
surprised.
minus, like, 5,
I wanna
4.5.
see what Vegas thinks of Iowa State without Kashawn Gilbert in this.
Yeah, that's what I mean, like, maybe even lower, like 3.5,
It could be,
somewhere in
yeah.
there.
I mean, it also matters how UNC comes out and plays this game against Ole Miss. Like,
Yeah, true.
if they blow them out again, they could definitely get a little
Dude,
more
I see
respect.
some people saying Ole Miss, like, run, like, serious run just because they think they're gonna handle whoever got in for N North Carolina or San Diego State, but, I don't know, Iowa State, and then if you somehow win that game, you get Michigan State, if that's how your bracket goes, but, like, that's how mine goes. I have Michigan State in the second
It's a
weekend.
weak bottom half of the bracket right there. You got Ole Miss, North Carolina, Iowa State, Lipscomb, Marquette, New Mexico, and then Michigan State, Bryant. I don't think Michigan State has much competition to get to the Elite Eight right there.
No, I don't either. But when you're listening to this, these 2 games that we're about to talk about will be over. But Mount St. Mary's an American for a 16 seed tonight. I believe that is for the chance to play Duke to get their ass kicked Friday against Duke. And then the second game is Xavier in Texas on the final first 4 games. Are you leaning anything in either of these games? I am on. I think I mean, obviously, I know we talked about Xavier. I don't know if you ended up leaning anything in this early game. I'm going to avoid that 16 seed game, but I am locking in Xavier minus the 2.5.
Yeah, I like Xavier as well. They've been playing good basketball as of late. I like the Big East too. I know SEC is obviously the power conference, but Texas was a 14th seed in the SEC for a reason. I don't think they really get the job done. They played decent in the tournament. They got a big win over Texas in double overtime. They beat a good Vanderbilt team in like where's Vanderbilt again? It was like right around where they
Nashville.
yeah, it was in Nashville, so it's almost home court for Vanderbilt. But I just don't trust this Texas team. I don't think they have enough in them. And this Xavier team's playing pretty well. They're 8-2 in their last 10. I like Xavier in this one.
Absolutely. So I figured we'd go through some of these matchups that we're liking, and at least on Thursday. None of these are going to be official plays. As always, follow us on hitthebooks.pod on Instagram, get our official plays there, and at hitthebooks_pod, hitthebooks_pod on Twitter. Sorry, to get all of our official free plays there as well. March Madness, like I said, tipping off tomorrow. I think the first game's at 12:15 with Louisville Creighton. That's going to be the first game we get into here. We're going to skip over some of these. We're not going to really dive into any of the 16-1s or maybe even 15-2s. We'll have to see, but we're going to go through some of these games here, Mackie. We'll start with the 8-9 Creighton Louisville. Louisville 2.5-point favorite, over under 145.5. Louisville minus 150 on the money line. Creighton plus 125. This is a very good matchup in my opinion to start us out tomorrow. Who are you going with here? The
Yeah, the
Battle of
only
the Birds.
the only thing that's making me lean Louisville is that the game's in Kentucky. They're gonna have home court. They're gonna have
Lexington.
it's in Lexington, yeah, Rupp Arena. So,
Yes.
I mean, I guess I gotta go into Kentucky, which kinda sucks, like University of Kentucky. But I do kinda like Creighton. I think Creighton's a stronger team. I think they're a little underrated this year. I don't love ACC teams this year. I know I just kinda gassed up UNC, but bit different of a story. ACC had a weak conference this year. This is gonna be a close one. I mean, I've seen the line move from 2.5 to 1.5, back up to 2.5. I'm gonna lean on Creighton here. Huff, what do you think?
I lead on Creighton here. I'm going to take the 2.5 points, though. I don't. I like them to win the game, but getting a close, 2.5 points there in a game that I predict this to be down to the wire at the end. I think Kalkbrenner is going to have a very good game. I think he's averaging like close to 19 and 9. I think if you can get that from him, the one issue I do see presenting this game for Creighton is I think Ashworth's going to have some issues with Chucky Hepburn, who's been on a tear through that ACC tournament. That's one thing I'd look out for. If you're a Creighton fan, or going to be betting on Creighton here, but I like Creighton plus the 2.5 points. I'd take the 2.5. Don't get greedy and take the money line.
What a game to start out the tournament 0-1 though. I mean,
Yeah,
8-9 matchup, you get all excited for the tournament, bang, 0-1 right there,
yeah,
but hopefully we're on the right side of this one.
yeah.
Better
That's a
coaches too
tough.
for
That's a
Creighton.
tough matchup. The next one, the 12:40. A lot of people calling this upset. High Point, the 13 seed, versus the 4 seed Purdue. Purdue a 7.5 point favorite. Over under 152.5. Purdue minus 350. High Point plus 280. Does High Point have a chance here? I keep hearing, they're the most consistent 3-point shooting team, and they have all these crazy stats. Can they hang around with Purdue in this game?
High Point has a great chance of winning this game. I mean, 14-game winning streak says enough as it is. I know they're obviously in a weaker conference, but this team knows how to win games. Purdue's been sliding heavy. They're 4-6 in their last 10. And the points per game, High Point's 19th in Division I basketball points per game with 82.2. They put the ball in the basket. Free throw percentage is also huge. 41st in the country, where Purdue's 142nd. That's gonna be huge down the wire. If this is a close game, um, High Point can put the game away. Purdue can't. It's a huge difference. I'm gonna go with High Point to win this game. I know a lot of people probably have it as well. I'm not high on Purdue. I think it's just Braden Smith. I know they have that big man, Kaufman Wren, as well. High Point also has a big man. I think he's 7'1". So,
High Point
um,
has some great names on their team. I need to look these
well,
guys
is
up
it the
again.
all-name team?
Dude, seriously, their two best players they could be their own all-name team themselves. Let me
Keza
pull this up
Giffa?
here. Yeah, Keza Giffa is their leading point getter, and their leading rebound getter is Juslin Bodo.
That's a crazy name. Juslin
Who's get
Bodo. This is the type of team.
it'd be even funnier if the guy with, like, leading assists is like Joe Smith. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just like something
yeah.
so like common.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of this High Point team. Big South isn't a terrible conference either. Give me High Point to get the upset.
I have High Point on my bracket. I'd take the 7.5. A lot of these underdogs, I get scared in March to take it. There's so much value in just taking the money line, though. I could see them hang around here. This is one of the games, though, that I could see if Purdue plays their game. They will cover that 7.5. So I kind of see the scenario where take the favorite to cover or take the underdog to win.
Purdue just hasn't been playing good enough basketball, in my opinion. They also
That's what I'm saying. Even though with what I just said, I'm going to take High Point plus the 7.5. I think they can hang around.
Yep, plus 290 on the money line, good value.
Next one is Montana, Wisconsin. I don't have much to say about that one. SIU, Edwardsville, Houston. Not much to say there. Alabama State, Auburn. That as well. And then 3:15, we find ourselves with the first 12-5 matchup of the day with McNeese heading, or where's this game at? Do you know?
Yeah, it's
McNeese,
in
Clemson.
Providence, Rhode Island.
The 5 seed Clemson going up against the 12 seed McNeese. Clemson's a 7.5 point favorite, over under 133.5. Clemson minus 325 on the money line. McNeese plus 260. I will be taking McNeese plus the 7.5 here. I don't know how you feel about this game. I was big on this Clemson team. For some reason, I just think that I don't get sold on them in March, like you said about the ACC teams. I think this is a spot here we could see a 12-5 upset, but I'm going to take the 7 points.
Yeah, McNeese is definitely that 1-12 seed that I think everyone wants to take. They have that swagger with that
The kid carrying the boombox.
Carrying the boombox. I think he's like the equipment manager or something. I think everyone wants to see McNeese win this game. I think if Clemson plays their game, they should get the job done. They've been playing good basketball. I know it's ACC, but they're 9-1 in their last 10. I would say they're the second best team in the ACC behind Duke. I don't think Louisville's better than them. But, I mean, it's going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be those classic 12-5 matchups. You could see McNeese go on a run, but Clemson matches up really well with this team. McNeese doesn't really do much better than Clemson does. So if Clemson just plays their game, they should get the job done. It's just a matter of their guys playing, all 5 guys playing good basketball.
Absolutely. The next one, this is a team you're big on, the 11 seed versus 6 seed here, VCU versus BYU. BYU a 2.5 point favorite, over under 145.5. BYU money line minus 150. VCU plus 125. Who do you like here?
Yeah, I think everyone knows about this BYU team. They're one of the best shooting teams in the country. They shoot, all 5 players can shoot the 3 ball. They're 10th in the country in 3-point field goal, 37th in 3-point field goal percentage. Their problem is the free throw shooting, which is crazy because you would think a team that shoots all threes can get to the line and knock them down. They really can't, which is where it kind of helps VCU, who's 97th in free throw. VCU plays a very defensive game, and that's the problem with BYU is that they rely on their offense. So if VCU can get the edge on them and BYU's not knocking their shots down, this could be a nightmare matchup for them. But I love this BYU team. I think that no matter what hands in their face, they find ways to get the 3 ball to fall. I have BYU going pretty far. I'm gonna go BYU here.
Yeah, I agree. I have BYU there. The next one, the 4:35 matchup, Georgia Gonzaga. It's an 8-9 matchup. Gonzaga laying 6.5 points. Over under 150.5. Gonzaga money line minus 295. Georgia plus 230. I am on these Zags here, laying these 6.5.
Yeah, I'm not as high in the Zags as everyone else is, but I do lean them. I don't know. I don't like Georgia either, though.
Yeah. Georgia's been streaky. They started out. You talked me into them early on in the year. I kind of hopped on them for a little bit. They were kind of middle of the pack to lower the pack in the SEC. They made their spurts at times, but I don't know. I don't have much faith in them here. Believe they're pretty new to the tournament. They haven't made it in the past how many years?
Since Ant, I don't think. But they do
I
have
don't.
that
And it
one
was COVID year. I don't even think they had it that year.
they have that one guy, Austin Newell. He was from,
He was from Montverde.
yeah, he played at Montverde. He's really good. So, I mean, just having a player like that to take over, I mean, Gonzaga needs to watch out for sure.
Yeah.
Georgia has a
And then
big win
this.
over Florida too.
Yeah, true. This is a good 10-7 matchup tomorrow at 7 p.m. A good coaching matchup as well. John Calipari versus Bill Self with Arkansas and Kansas going at it. Kansas is a 5.5 point favorite over under 146.5. Kansas money line is minus 220 with Arkansas at plus 180. Do you like Cal and the Razorbacks or Bill Self and the Jayhawks?
No, I like Kansas. I know. I mean, both these teams are underachievers. Arkansas turned it up a little late towards the end of the season, found a way into the tournament, but Adu Thiero, whatever his name is out for this game. They kind of
I
snuck
agree. I like
in.
Kansas. I don't like the 5.5. That's a weird number. Arkansas fucked us when they were a 4.5 point favorite. And then the next game they were a 4.5 point dog and they cover and lose by 4. Like I can't take that team spreads. I'm gonna avoid the spread in this game. I think Kansas moves on.
I think Kansas money line's a safe play at a little 2-leg teaser or something.
I
I
was just
think
gonna say it's a great play.
either way they run into St. John's, and I think either of these teams lose.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Another upset a lot of people are calling Yale at, or I keep saying at just because I'm used to saying it with the bottom team. Yale, Texas A&M. A&M's a 7.5 point favorite over under 138.5. A&M minus 325. Yale plus 260. Any chance for the I believe Ivy League champs here? Yale
yeah.
Bulldogs.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely a chance. I'm not as high on Yale as everybody else is. I think they're a huge pick for an upset in this game, but I like Texas A&M. I like Wade Taylor. I like what they got going on over there. One of the best teams in the SEC and the best conference. Give me A&M here.
To win or cover?
To win, a 7.5 is tough. I really don't have a play on that.
Yeah.
Yale can hit free throws too, so late down
Yale,
the stretch.
A&M, Kansas
Huh?
teaser.
Yeah, perfect. What's the A&M's money line right there?
A&M's minus 325, Kansas minus 220. These are at least on MGM.
Might be able to get it down to like 130.
You just tease them. You'd get Kansas at plus a half and A&M minus like 2.
Yeah, and then A&M wins by 1, and
Yeah.
give me A&M to advance. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Another pretty common one here. This can be a good game here. Drake, Missouri. Missouri 6.5 point favorite over under 132.5. Mizzou money line is minus 275. Drake plus 220. I'm on Drake to win this game.
Yeah, Drake didn't lose much this year, 30-3.
I was gonna say I think they have 3 losses.
I did see a stat though. They are 0-5 against the spread in the tournament all time. So
Mm.
they don't really have tournament success in the past. Obviously, it's different coaches, different players, different team. But I'd be wary of that one. I do like Drake though.
Couple of these other ones, all these other late ones are kind of close or bigger spreads with St. John's. 10 p.m. we get another 12-5 matchup with UC San Diego going up against the Big Ten champ Michigan Wolverines. Michigan is a 2.5 point favorite over under 141.5. Michigan money line minus 145 and UC San Diego plus 118. Can this high-flying UCSD team hang around with the Big Ten champs?
Yeah, definitely. I think if Michigan didn't win the Big 12 or Big 10, we'd have a completely different conversation here. I know they wouldn't be a 5 seed, but Michigan looked like shit before the Big 10 playoffs, and obviously they went on the
I'm not a
run.
fan of that team. I don't
I'm
like Danny Wolf. I'm not big on Dusty May as a coach, but
Yeah, and Vlad Golden, okay, I like him a little, but he's not gonna get the job done. Um, give me UC San Diego here. I really like this matchup for them.
the win?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. This is one of the upsets I have as well.
You missed a good matchup.
And then we'll just go through this one last matchup of the day. Bigger spread here. UNC Wilmington, Texas Tech, the 3 versus 14. Texas Tech laying 14.5 points over under 142.5. Texas Tech money line minus 1400. UNC Wilmington plus 825. What are your opinions on this Texas Tech team? I'm pretty big on them.
I have them going deep. This is one of my favorite spreads actually of the first round. I think it's going to get overlooked. A lot of people don't look at these 14.5 between a 3 and 14.
Yeah, I love those taking Tennessee minus 36.5 against Wofford.
This is like that awkward one where it's like in between. Not a lot of people are looking at it last game of the day. I think Texas Tech rolls by 30.
Most people will either have lost all their money or be up money, and they're like, oh, we'll wait for tomorrow and start betting on all the games on Friday.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm with you there. I like Texas Tech. I think that's a big number, but I think they easily handle this. I don't know much about UNC Wilmington. I just know Texas Tech. I have them. I want to see where I have them into. Let's see. Where are they at?
I have them in the Final Four.
Yeah, I have them Elite 8, Final Four. I can't decide.
Florida?
Yeah.
So you have Texas Tech, St. John's, and you have Texas Tech beating St. John's.
Yeah.
And then I actually do have 1, 4, 2, 3 in that bracket, and I have Maryland beating Florida.
I've changed this one so many times. Yeah. Right now, this one I have Florida, Texas Tech with Florida winning, but I think it's going to be. I might switch. I've had it both ways. That's one I keep changing, and then the other one I keep changing.
I think
the other one I keep changing in the Elite 8 is I have Houston, Tennessee. That's another chalk 1-1-2, but I can't. I really think I want to see. I have to get rid of a 1 seed somehow. They're not all making fucking Elite 8, Final Four.
I think you're too big on Duke. I really do.
I know.
I really do.
It's gonna burn me. It's gonna be like me last year with Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they can end up getting there. And
Duke could lose to Oregon or Arizona in the Sweet 16.
How healthy is Cooper Flag is the question.
I don't know. I think they can win 2 games without him. You're not beating Arizona or Oregon without him.
Do you think it would be like a decent idea to sit him in the first game?
Yeah.
Because they've proven they can get the job done without him.
Yeah. You just won an ACC title without him.
Especially like against.
You think you need him against American or whatever the other school is tonight?
Yeah, no way. But I mean, they also probably want him to get back into it and not have to jump into a game against Mississippi State. Mississippi State.
I don't know if they can do this, but put him in for 5-6 minutes and be like, "How do you feel?"
They could. They could definitely do that. Yeah, but I think he's not the type of guy to be like, "Oh, I'm not feeling it," and sit out.
Yeah.
Care.
That's what they would have to do is not even play him in the first half and then go from there. But then if the issue presents, if they're losing, they're going to be like, we fucking need you in there, whether he's hurt or not, and he's going to go in. Then that presents a whole bunch of issues.
A little KD.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so that's gonna do it for this. At least the game's on Thursday. Anyone's on Friday. We're not gonna be streaming before Friday. Is there any spreads on Friday you have your eyes on that you want to touch on?
Yeah, there's a few. Let me look at it real quick.
UNC 1.5 point favorite against Ole Miss.
Yeah, we kind of dove into that.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could. UConn 5.5 point favorite over Oklahoma.
I think Vanderbilt matches up really well against St. Mary's as well. I've been too high on Vanderbilt though. I think Akron plus 14.5 against Arizona is a great bet as well.
I'd say Akron's very good this year.
UConn
Maryland, I like Maryland minus the 10.5 there.
Oklahoma was 6-12 in conference play this year.
Yeah,
and I think UConn will roll minus 5.5 in that game. Liberty could be a good challenge for Oregon as well.
Colorado State favorite against Memphis.
Yeah, but that's Mountain West. You cannot bet on a Mountain West team in March. And Colorado State is very sharp, but I can't do it. Memphis is good too. They have TJ Haggerty, he's top 5 player in the country. He's got AP first team.
I'm gonna trust Colorado State to win that game.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You bet Mountain West, I'm telling you.
I mean, 2 years ago, San Diego State went to the fucking national championship.
It's the only team. I don't think any other team has won in 6 years.
Let's think. I mean, but like you
Hold up,
look up
I'm looking it
what
up.
was last year's bracket? You look up 2024. I'll look up 2023 March Madness
I'm just
bracket.
looking at Mountain West teams in NCAA tournament
Let's see.
record.
Yeah, just what I don't want to do. Look at fucking Wikipedia. Why would it show me that? All right, let's see here. Why is this so small? I always think St. Mary's is Mountain West. They're not. They're with Gonzaga.
Yeah, they're in the West Coast.
Yeah, last year. All right, just last or 2 years ago, Boise State lost in the first round. I mean, they also don't make it a whole ton. I guess you're right. Kent State, no, no, no,
Why isn't
no.
it popping up? Like, this is like a huge headline that people talk about.
I can't find it. I mean, I
What
believe
do you
I
look
know you're right. There is a stat out there about that.
What'd you look up?
I was trying to find just like the 2023 bracket to see if I could find like a Mountain West team that won a first round game.
You looked up 2023?
I looked up 2023 and I looked at the
Diego
one side.
State.
And
That
there was
was the
only
year
one
that
team.
San Diego State went deep. But other than San Diego State, is Utah State Mountain West or no?
Yeah,
Yeah, lost.
that's another one I like to win against UCLA. I might have to rethink those.
I'm telling you, man. It's like Boise State Mountain West, lost.
Who's the Mountain West? Let's go through and think who's the Mountain
It's like
West.
Nevada, New Mexico.
Yeah, Nevada was in it a couple years ago.
Yeah, and lost. All they do is lose.
UNLV, Colorado State, Hawaii, New Mexico's in it this year, aren't they? Yeah, they play Marquette. They're gonna lose. Wyoming, Fresno State. Yeah, I don't know. All right, that's enough about the
Why
Mountain
isn't
West.
this it's making me mad how it's not popping up. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
no, I
here's
know what you
one.
mean.
Here's one. Dissecting Mountain West basketball latest NCAA tournament flop. Mountain West record in the NCAA tournament is 22-55. And they're 5 wait. Since 2013, they're 5-17, and that's including a San Diego State team going to the Final Four. That's 4 wins right there. So without that run, they're
Did they go to the national
1-17.
championship?
Yeah, wait, is that 4 or 5 wins?
First round,
64,
second round,
32,
Sweet 16,
16,
Elite 8 win.
That's all their wins right there. That's 5 wins. They're
Yeah.
5-17 since 2013. That's insane. They've never won other than San Diego State going to the finals.
I might have to rethink the Colorado State
I'm
and
telling you,
the
it's just like blind. Like I don't care what the line is. I'm doing it blind.
yeah. I might do that with you. Memphis and what was the other one I said? UCLA.
Insane, dude.
That's crazy.
And I wanted to take Colorado State really bad, and then I was like, oh, I can't do that. They're in the Mountain West.
Yeah, Mountain West. But all right, let's go through our final brackets. Obviously, mine is definitely not official yet. Let's at least go through what we're sitting at right now. Your Final Four, your national championship, and your national champion.
All right, Final Four. I have. Oh, no, this isn't what I had. Hold on, you can go first.
All right, my Final Four. I keep changing this, and it's probably going to change again. Right now, I have Michigan State versus Florida, Duke versus Tennessee, national championship. The national champion will come out of the SEC with a Florida versus Tennessee national title.
Come
on. Florida taking it home.
Tennessee down there. Okay, I don't mind it. I have them in my Elite 8, but I got Auburn versus Texas.
I had you said I was too big on Duke. I knocked them out somewhere, and it was in the Final Four to Tennessee.
I think you're right there. I think you're right. I have Auburn versus Texas Tech in the top, and then I have Houston versus BYU in the Final Four.
What was it? Auburn versus Texas Tech. I like that.
And then Houston versus BYU. I think my Big 12 bias is showing. I have 3 Big 12 teams.
Yeah, I did. I had one where it was Texas Tech versus Houston, and then I changed it.
Yeah, and then I have, Auburn versus Houston in the final, and I have Houston winning it.
I had one where it was Houston,
Wait, who'd
Texas
you have
Tech
winning it?
beating
You had Tennessee, Auburn, and who'd you have winning it?
I t
Oh,
Florida
Tennessee,
beating
Florida, Tennessee, Florida.
Tennessee.
Who did I have Florida losing to? Um,
Maryland?
oh, no, I'm gonna have to change this. I have them losing to UConn in the round of 32. I mean, I'm going to have them lose to Maryland, though,
Maryland in the
in the
Sweet
Sweet
16.
16. Dude, Derek Queen,
He's good, I
his
like
name is?
him.
Oh, yeah, I like Maryland.
He's another Montverde guy.
Yeah, yeah, that team was stacked.
He was on that same team with Flag.
So Elite 8, I have Houston versus Tennessee, obviously Houston. I have BYU beating Duke. That's where I have Duke going out. Texas Tech
Alright,
beating
so we have the
Maryland.
same Elite 8 on that side of the bracket. Houston, Tennessee, BYU, Duke.
Do you have BYU that deep?
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm not big on Alabama.
Yeah, me either. I think their defense is gonna kill them. And then I have Texas Tech, Maryland, and Auburn versus Iowa State.
Texas Tech, Maryland, and who?
Auburn versus Iowa State.
Ugh, okay. I have Michigan State there.
Yeah, I have
Against
Iowa State beating Michigan State right there. I might have to change that
I
as
have a
well.
I wanna put if Creighton wins that first game, I'm gonna be rooting so hard for Creighton to beat Auburn.
Creighton cannot match up with Auburn.
I know.
There's no
I'll
way.
just be able to tell myself they could hang with them.
Pettiford versus Ashworth, whatever his name is, he's gonna get
Yeah.
torched. But that's a good matchup on Johni Broome
With
with,
Kalkbrenner?
Kalkbrenner down low.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we could see that in the second. I mean, we both said Creighton. That's gonna be who Auburn gets. I don't think we have any. I don't see any ones or two seeds losing. You're gonna ballsy call any of these upsets
No,
this
not
year?
this year, not this year.
Yeah.
There's no Kentuckys there.
No.
What's your one,
Even
like
last year, I think Kentucky was a 3 seed.
Yeah, they were. What's your one high seed that you have going at least, like, the Sweet 16, if you have any?
Let me see. 'Cause I keep the one I wrote down's already, like, so off. I have UNC in the Sweet 16.
Okay.
And it would not shock me if they beat Michigan State if they're there.
I have High Point in the Sweet 16 playing Houston.
I also have McNeese playing Houston because I have right now in this bracket, I have McNeese playing High Point in the second round.
So do I, yeah. But then I have High Point beating McNeese.
I have McNeese beating. I rode with Mick Ora. That's what they're calling that kid. You know that?
What's his name?
His name's like Amir Khan.
Who,
His nickname's Mick Ora.
The guy with the boombox?
Yeah.
Yeah, they, like, interview him and shit.
Dude, he has like an NIL deal. He's the first non-player to sign an NIL deal.
No way.
Yeah. He signed an NIL deal with TickPick. The last video they did, there was a big TickPick sticker over the boombox.
That's nuts. Good for him, though.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, but I think that's gonna do it for at least our games on Thursday. So this is your final chance to enter our March Madness Bracket Challenge giveaway. Head over to our Instagram at HitTheBooks.pod and check out our pinned post regarding the rules to enter. In order for your bracket to be eligible to win, you must like the Instagram post on, like I said, at HitTheBooks.pod. Tag one friend on that post. Subscribe to our YouTube and join our ESPN Tournament Challenge. The links are in the bio for the YouTube and ESPN Tournament Challenge. The highest scoring bracket that successfully completes all 4 steps will win a $50 Fanatics gift card. Again, that is at HitTheBooks.pod. Like the giveaway post, tag a friend, subscribe on our YouTube at HitTheBooks Sports, and enter our bracket challenge. That'll obviously be determined at the end of March Madness. But obviously, March Madness tipping off tomorrow. Make sure you're staying tuned for all of our official plays there. We'll jump into some quick NFL news here, NHL, NBA, and then obviously some MLB to wrap us up here with the 4 major sports here. But NFL, we had some free agents, well, not free agents, signing some new deals getting handed out in the AFC North, with the Cincinnati Bengals officially locking up and paying their 2-star wide receivers. Jamar Chase signed a 4-year, $161 million deal, and T. Higgins signing a 4-year, $115 million deal. Burrow, Chase, and Higgins are now locked up for the foreseeable future in Cincy. Now, is this team ready to get back to their winning ways we saw a few years ago?
Not with those moves. I think,
That's
I
what
don't.
I'm dude, as a Steeler fan, I love seeing them do that.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't want to see them lock up those 3 guys.
I don't wanna have to worry about Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, and T. Higgins twice a year, like, I don't love that part, but, like, the
Where's the money going to go to the defense?
that's what I mean, there's no one else now.
Yeah, so I mean, they just need to, like, draft well, I guess, but
Yeah, I guess, like,
I don't know, maybe it's that doesn't change anything from last year. Their offense is top 3 in the NFL last year. That's not the problem. It's they gotta build that defense, and I mean, I guess they made a few moves this offseason. They were nothing, like, huge where, they spent a bunch of money, but they did make some moves, move some things around, so they're obviously a playoff team. It's just that's not a Super Bowl caliber team with that
no,
defense. No way.
no. Yeah, I agree. And then the other one in the NFL, the Minnesota Vikings have officially ended all trade conversations surrounding second-year quarterback and first-round quarterback JJ McCarthy. The Vikings announced that they're also pulling their name out of the Aaron Rodgers hat and committing to their young quarterback. Do you think this is the right move for Minnesota, and where do you think Rodgers ends up?
I think with the way that it went down, yeah, it's the right move. I don't love JJ McCarthy, but if you're gonna draft him 9th overall, you're not just gonna keep bringing in guys to play over him. Obviously, there's an injury last year, but, you wanna get your guy out on the field that you drafted in the first round in the lottery pick, so, good move by them. I don't know where Aaron Rodgers is gonna end up. I really don't see a spot for him at this point. What do you think?
I think the best spot for him is to not sign with a team and be the first guy teams are calling for, when their quarterback goes down.
He's too old to just, like, jump into a system, though. I think he needs to, like, be practicing with a
I think he
team,
should retire personally.
well, yeah,
Like,
that too. He can go to Pittsburgh. You can have him in Pittsburgh.
I don't want that. The only thing about like us getting him, but like I think Mason is like a good fit for this because like they're just building up the skill players, build up the defense. You have Mason
Yeah,
who,
but you don't want DK and George Pickens getting
oh
frustrated with the shitty
yeah, no, no,
quarterback.
no. But I mean, yeah, I agree. They got to get through a year of this because the ceiling with Mason Rudolph is he gets us 9 wins again. Tomlin gets his record because Mason Rudolph did do that a few years ago when he filled in for the Steelers. I think he went 6-2 when he filled in. But the other downside or the floor of that is we could have like 3 or 4 wins. But it's the Steelers. Like they're gonna beat the Browns. They're gonna beat the Ravens once a year. They're gonna win games they shouldn't. They're gonna lose games they shouldn't. Like they're gonna end up with 7. Like I seriously think the floor of the Steelers. I don't think with this team they could have 4 wins. Like I don't think they're that bad of a roster. I think they at least their floor is 6 and their ceiling is 9.
Who, the Steelers' floor is 6?
Yeah.
No way. I don't think it's that low. 6 wins?
You
I
think if
mean
Mason Rudolph's a starter, you think they can get at least 7, 8
I mean,
wins?
dude, they've done it 2, 3 years ago with shittier well, they did it with Mason Rudolph, but they do it with shitty quarterbacks all the time. Their defense is
Yeah.
tough. They get
Yeah.
those weird wins, dude. They beat the Ravens once a year. They have this Bengals team who has no defense.
Half the time they go 4-2 in the division, and they'll end the season 8-9
Just
or
like
9
that,
or
yeah, and
9-8.
then you get games against, like, the Giants, you get games against, like, these shitty teams, and, they beat all the shitty teams. I think they'll win they're gonna win between 9 and 7 games.
Yeah, okay. So we're pretty close there.
Yeah, but, 6 there's no way Mike Tomlin goes 6 and what is that, 6 and
I
11?
would I would love that because next year's the draft's
Yeah, then
here,
you
we get
get
our
yeah.
quarterback, but, yeah, we'll jump over to the NHL real quick. The playoff push is alive in the NHL with most teams having give or take 15 games remaining. Who do you think will be in the playoffs, at least in the Eastern Conference? We'll start there. On the wild card, who do you think gets left out here? Let me pull up the standings, if you wanna do the same thing as well.
Yeah, the Rangers just keep dropping these big games. They're minus 260 last night, lost to the
Habs absolutely on
Rangers.
fire, 7-1-2.
That's just not gonna last. I'm gonna go Senators are a lock, and I'm gonna go Islanders to get that 2nd spot.
Hmm.
Is
You
that
don't have
crazy?
faith in Columbus or
Columbus has been sliding really heavy, 4-game losing streak. They're just not winning these games down the stretch either. It's kinda the same situation as the Rangers. Like, you have to win some of these games. The schedule is gonna get too tough.
did you see before the Rangers' last game against Calgary, they had a goal differential of 0?
Did they?
They're right now because it's -1.
So mid, yeah. So bad, dude. Last night was disgusting to watch. I feel so
I
bad for
forget
Igor.
There was another team that had that. I think it was St. Louis, but they must have just kicked ass last night because now they're +3. Yeah, I truly don't know because I haven't been big on the Devils. They're kind of staying afloat up there. Um, because who's in the Metro? Ottawa's
Rangers or
Atlantic.
Rangers, Jackets, Islanders. Those are the 3 teams that would take the
All right,
top.
then yeah, Devils are. I think the Metro sits put at least with Caps, Canes, Devils. I'll say the Atlantic ends Florida, Tampa, Toronto. I could see Tampa and Toronto get shuffled.
Wow,
Um,
Toronto's in 3rd now.
yeah, I could see
Oh,
Toronto
I
in
mean, that's
second.
2 points between 3
Yeah,
teams right there.
they have the same amount of games played too, which is kind of crazy. But I'm gonna go Ottawa. Dude, I still think like your Rangers are
Ottawa's a
too
lock.
fucking good. But let's look at their
You
schedule. Let's
say
look at their
that,
schedule.
you say that, but you need to watch a Ranger game and say the same thing. It's, like,
I
embarrassing.
no, I understand. All right, home against
Oh,
Maple Leafs,
oh,
probably
listen,
not a win.
I'm just gonna say this real quick. We play the Leafs, Canucks, Kings, Ducks, Sharks right there. You need to win 4 out of 5 of those games. You can't go 3 and 2,
And what sucks is
2
that
and
you
1.
like three the Kings, Ducks, Sharks, and then into April. Or no, it doesn't go in April. Kings, Ducks, Sharks is like a mini Western road trip.
Yeah, but, I mean, those you gotta win these games, dude. You need 8 points out of these 5 games.
Yeah. I think you're onto something with the Islanders. I'm gonna yeah, I get it. I didn't realize they have you guys have 2 more games
2
played.
games, dude, it's a lot. It's a lot. Big.
Hmm.
Montreal's playing
I'm
really.
gonna take Canadians or Islanders. I think you're onto that. I'd like it to be Columbus or Detroit, but I think it's gonna be Canadians or Islanders.
Montreal's been playing really well. They have a huge game against the Islanders next on the island, so that's gonna be huge. But they still have the Avs, they have the Hurricanes, they have the Panthers all away. They play the Panthers again. You know, they have a really tough schedule. They finished the season against the Hurricanes and at Toronto. It's just, they're gonna have to win some big, big games.
Yeah. What do you think in the West? I think at least in the Central's kind of similar. It stays. I think it stays exactly put with Winnipeg, Dallas, Colorado, and then I think Minnesota stays put in that wild card one there. Um,
I was,
Pacific.
I was
I
wa
think Edmonton gets the 1 seed in the Pacific. Vegas, LA. I think you'll see that matchup in round one. Um, I'd go ahead and maybe see Calgary sneaks in this last playoff spot.
Yeah, I think the Central stays put. I'm gonna say Calgary as well. Watching them last night, they were desperate. They played great hockey on a back-to-back as well. Outshot the Rangers like 35-13 on their home ice, which is disgusting.
They got a
Um,
tough schedule coming up for Calgary. Holy shit.
do they?
At New Jersey, at the Islanders, home against the Kraken, home against the Stars,
Ooh,
at the Oilers, at the Avs.
yeah, that's tough. You gotta get through that. Get through that. What's that? 6 games? Gotta go even like
Gotta get a
3
win
and
3.
3. Yeah, get 6, 7 points out of that, and you could be good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go at let me see St. Louis's schedule. Home against Canucks, home against the
Vancouver's
Blackhawks, home against the Predators, home against Canadians, at the Predators, at the Avs.
Vancouver's had a tough schedule too, though.
I'm gonna say St. Louis.
Who's St. Louis? Let me see their schedule.
Home against the
Oh,
Canucks.
it's the weakest by
Dude,
far.
it's so weak.
But they gotta win.
Yeah, they still gotta win. They're not
I
that
mean, they're
good.
they're playing well. They're 7-2-1 in their last 10, 3
I'll
games
take
under.
St. Louis.
The Flames just have 2 games on them. I mean,
I
it's
was gonna say Flames have
back
2
to
games on them, but they have 2 points.
mm.
Flames have a gauntlet coming up. Blues have a pretty light one. I'll take the Blues there.
Yeah, I'll go with the Blues as well. I mean, it's just schedule right there. It's way easier than the other 2.
I'd rather have the 2 games played and 2 points ahead and not have that schedule.
Yeah, you're gonna count Utah out. They're the last team that you would even think about. Pacific, you said Oilers 1, Knights 2, Kings 3.
Yeah, I think you get Vegas versus LA in the first round.
Is Minnesota a Pacific? No, they're a Central team.
They're Central, so they're not gonna catch Colorado.
No, but they coulda catched the Kings as well, I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at too. That
Um,
Pacific, it would have to be the, Canucks or Flames that catch the Kings.
yeah, so we'll say they'll stay there. I could see the Oilers getting that 1 spot. They've been playing really well lately. How's Vegas
I
doing?
think we'll
Against
get
Biden.
Winnipeg will get the ultimate 1 seed. Winnipeg will get St. Louis in the first round. Edmonton will get
Minnesota,
Minnesota.
Vegas,
Dallas, Colorado,
Vegas, Los Angeles.
Vegas, LA.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good
So
race.
what would the East be based on what we said? If
East
Caps are going to be the 1-1 seed,
It'll be Caps, Islanders,
Caps, Islanders.
Senators, Panthers, which is a great matchup. That's
That's
scary
a
for the Panthers. Watch
the
out.
yeah, the Kachuk
Watch out.
brothers.
Yeah, I didn't even watch out for that if Maddie's back.
And then Tampa, Toronto, which we get every year, and Carolina, New Jersey, which it feels like we get every year.
Yeah. Hopefully the Panthers don't get that 1 seed in the Atlantic. I wanna see somebody else.
I'd
If you
love
could
to see Toronto jump up and get the 1 seed, so we have to get Tampa, Florida in the
Toronto,
first round.
Ottawa is a nightmare matchup for Toronto. Those Canadian
Yeah.
teams going at it.
But I'd love to get that'd be awesome if we get Leafs, Sens, Panthers, Lightning.
Yeah, but the Panthers and Lightning are the 2 best teams in that Atlantic, so it'd be tough to see one of them go down. I don't know, the East is a gauntlet,
Florida has 2 points on them with 1 game played, so they're basically even.
Yeah, they all are. Dude, the East is a gauntlet, I'm telling you. Don't sleep on those Caps.
Who would if you had to make a Stanley Cup pick right now, who is it? I'm gonna say I've switched. I've either gonna say I know the Eastern Conference Final can't work out this way. I would say Panthers or Lightning in the East. I think one of the Florida teams, and I think Colorado. I'm just gonna say Colorado in the West.
I was gonna say Avs. Dude, I don't wanna say
I wanted to say Dallas or Winnipeg, but like I have no trust in either of them
No,
in the
no
playoffs.
way, dude. History repeats.
Colorado would wipe either of them.
Oh.
I think Vegas would beat either of those, Dallas or Winnipeg in the playoffs.
Yeah,
I think you could get a Vegas, Colorado Western Conference Finals. I think that'd be awesome.
I'm gonna go Colorado, Florida. You have to.
Edmonton doesn't get back. Neither of us are saying Edmonton gets back.
No, Edmonton doesn't get back. McDavid goes over to New York, and the Rangers are gonna win it. Gotta manifest it.
I guess you gotta start somewhere. All right. The power rankings in the NHL this week go as follows. If I can find them here. Where the fuck are they? Here we go. Dallas Stars number 5, the Colorado Avalanche at number 4, the Carolina Hurricanes at number 3, the Washington Capitals at number 2, and the Winnipeg Jets at 1. We both just talked about that Colorado team, how far we think they can go. Carolina, another team neither of us mentioned, obviously, known for losing in the playoffs. But
it's the same reason you're not gonna take Dallas.
I was just gonna say, same reason you don't take Winnipeg.
Yeah.
2 of those top 3 teams. Neither of us said Washington.
Yeah, because I wanted to say him. That's what I was gonna say. That's like what like I didn't want to say, but like
I just think once it gets down to it, if they get to an Eastern Conference Finals against Florida, I love Florida.
Listen, they can compete with any of those teams. I think it's gonna be more like a Rangers situation last year where they just, they're just not as good. There's not a 7-game series. You just cannot win 4 of them.
I was gonna know. Yeah, they'll lose in like 6 to Florida.
Yeah.
We'll jump over to the NBA. Let me find our rankings here. For some reason, I'm having trouble finding these lists.
Are you just looking in the group chat?
I probably should. I don't think the NBA ones are posted yet. I think that was the issue.
I can rattle it off.
Go ahead.
5 coming in with the Rockets. Number 4, the Warriors. 3, the Celtics. 2, Thunder. 1, Cavs. Top 3 doesn't change. Warriors and Rockets are rolling right now, though.
Are the Rockets contenders?
No.
I agree.
No, they're not. Because, with the Lakers coming on the scene, with the Warriors coming on the scene, I think they're still behind them. And obviously OKC, Denver. Top of the West is just too tough. I think the Rockets are.
If the playoffs started today, Knicks Pistons, that would be a fun series.
They're debating it on SportsCenter today, and that's not a good matchup for the Knicks. You don't want to see
That's a fun series.
You don't want to see Cade. I mean, the Knicks should get it done 6 or 7, but not easy. I'd rather see Indiana or see Indiana's in the 5, right?
4.
Who's in the 5?
Milwaukee.
That flipped.
Yeah, Bucks lost last night. I think Pacers won. Pacers just beat the Wolves 2 days ago, and then the Bucks lost last night.
Yeah, they're a half a game right there.
So that was the swing right there.
Good, the East, there's not an easy matchup in the East unless you're a 1 or 2 seed.
All right, so who gets out of the play-in? Atlanta and
Um,
Orlando?
yeah, Miami's terrible recently. I'm gonna go Chicago. Oh my god, dude. I hate the Hawks. I hate the Hawks.
I'm gonna say Heat, Magic.
Heat, the Heat are terrible right now.
I'll take the Heat. Heat culture in the
Tyler
playoffs.
Tyler Herro leading them, Tyler Herro and Bam. I'm gonna go Chicago, Orlando. Fuck Trae Young.
What about in the West?
Um, assuming it stays the way it is, which it's so close that
It's not good. I don't think it does.
yeah, I think the Suns hop in, kick the Mavericks out. Mavericks are gonna be forfeiting games soon, so I'll go Suns aren't good enough to make it though. I'm gonna go Kings, Clippers. T-Wolves ball out.
Who would be they would play each other?
No, it's T-Wolves no, T-Wolves, Clippers, Kings, Mavericks. And the
T-Wolves?
T-Wolves would lose to the Clippers and play the Kings who beat the Mavericks.
Wait, 9 plays 10?
Yeah, 7 plays 8, and the winner is in, and the loser plays the winner of 9, 10. So 9 and 10 have to win.
That's it. I
They have to win 2
always get it
games.
so confused. Okay.
Yeah, they have to
Okay.
win 2 games. 7 and 8, they only have to win 1 of 2.
Okay.
But
I'll
it's
say
crazy.
well, then that
Warriors.
kinda changes my pick in the other one. No, it really doesn't. I guess, yeah, I kinda like your Bulls pick a little more in the East now, but, um, I'll say T-Wolves, Clippers. Yeah.
Yeah, you're not.
The Clippers are good into this what, the 7 seed?
Clippers are good too.
Dude, then they'd get the Rockets, that'd be an awesome series.
I think the Grizzlies are the worst team to make the playoffs. If the Timberwolves and Clippers both make it,
You think the Grizzlies would be the worst?
I think that's the easiest matchup.
Yeah.
I'd rather see the Grizzlies than the Timberwolves. I'd rather see the Grizzlies than the Clippers. A fully
Yeah.
healthy Clippers team? No way.
Yeah.
It's a tough Western Conference. It's loaded, dude.
It's gonna I can't wait for the NBA playoffs.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good one for sure.
How many
Rock
games are left? Thunder are 56 and 12, so that's what, 68 games? There's 14 games
Yeah,
left?
there's about 13, 14 games left.
So they're literally on the same schedule as the NHL.
Yeah.
All right, and then we'll switch over to the MLB next week. We have opening day, but today we had the 2025 Tokyo Series between the Dodgers and Cubs get wrapped up this morning with a 6-3 Dodgers victory. Shohei Ohtani made sure to give his home country what they wanted with a home run to right field to clinch the victory. Is this Dodgers team going to repeat as World Series champions?
God, I just don't wanna talk about the Dodgers. We're gonna be talking about them for 4 months straight. Yeah, it's the MLB, so I'm not gonna say they're gonna repeat, but they have everything to repeat. It's just, playoffs come around, teams get hot, you could see them lose. Especially in those, 3 out of 5 series, it's a lot easier to,
I
just
caught
win
myself
in a row
watching
and
Fox Sports this morning. Because I had the Dodgers Cubs game on, and then just after that, it rolled right into like FS1, whatever sports show was on, and they were debating. Oh wait, what was that? I just got an update. McNeese coach Will Wade has reached an agreement to become the next men's head coach at NC State.
Why is that being announced right now?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Usually they keep it dormant. I'm sure he's pissed about that. But,
Back
man,
to college basketball. One thing I want to touch on real quick. I don't have the hate for UNC because after DeVries left, I don't even I think you would have gotten a shell of the WVU team that was already injured and a shell of themselves in the first place. They would have been a cakewalk in the first round if someone would have drawn WVU.
did you see the theory about them? How Tucker DeVries could have played, he just wanted to keep nursing that knee so he can be fully healthy for Indiana and get a full year of eligibility. Because he does not use a year of eligibility now.
Yeah, I
He's
know
in
that.
for that.
Yeah,
So they're just saying that he could have
yeah.
played. He
Fuck.
just
I don't know. I like that coach and I liked him, but fuck them. They kind of did us dirty,
yeah, for sure.
like a rental just to get to a bigger
Yeah,
program.
that's exactly what it was, yeah. As a rental. Just to get your name out there, and he did. He did a good
To
job
get to
this
the
year.
Big Ten in Indiana and a big
It's like,
time
why would you
program.
rather be in the Big 10 than the Big 12? It doesn't I think the Big
Literally,
12 is
Big 12 is
miles
better at
better.
basketball.
Yeah.
They just
Crazy.
don't want to build a program. They'd rather go to
Indiana.
Indiana where the NIL is actually there because they're better at basketball. And I don't know. They were pretty good at football this year. They made college football playoff.
Yeah, just this year.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
like
true. I don't think that would keep.
it's like a you're going from like 2 teams that are exactly the same. Indiana and West Virginia are just like 2 like
The worst part is he's going to the team. The what part that pissed me off more than UNC getting in is he's going to the team that was also on the bubble with us.
it was West Virginia and Indiana. Those are the 2
Anyway,
teams that got fucked, and you go to the other team. Like,
like,
what are you
sick,
gaining?
dude. Thanks. Yeah, that pissed me off when I saw that. He could have gotten honestly anywhere else. That's what pissed me off is that they were right there in the same spot as us. It's not like they were like national title contenders that lost their 2 best players and then the coach got fired. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know.
brutal.
That was my little rant about the Verizon there, but let's pull up some of these MLB division futures. We're gonna go through this. We'll go through some more the Players Awards and all that World Series, NLAL pennant, all that good stuff. Next week when Ace is back, I know he's going to be excited to go through some of these MLB futures and gas up how the Red Sox have a chance to win the AL East. But let's see here. Let me get MLB and that's World Series. Let's see. American League. I just said we're gonna do that next week. All right, American League East. Let's start out here. This obviously like where I just said with Aces Red Sox. The odds go as follows, Mackie. If you want to let me know who you like, maybe a pick and then a value pick if you want to do it like that, or if you just have one pick, that's fine. I'll do the same thing as well. Yankees plus 165 are the favorite. Red Sox plus 260. Orioles plus 270. Rays plus 750, and the Toronto Blue Jays at 11-1.
Yeah, I'll go to Yankees at plus 160. I think the value team would be the Orioles, though, at the plus 270.
I agree. I think yeah, you hit that spot on. I have the Yankees winning the division. I think seeing the Red Sox jump the Orioles in the odds books is
Crazy,
pretty
yeah.
interesting.
Let them do
Yeah.
something first.
Yeah. I was interested by that. I know Ace will have, his 2 cents to
He's
give
gonna
on
be
that
like,
next
"It
week, but
makes sense."
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess they were ahead of schedule last year and they're expecting them to just make that huge jump this year, but in a very tough division in a league that's already hard to make the playoffs. Like
Yeah.
not, you know what I mean? I think it's probably what is it? Division winners and then 2 wildcard teams?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the hardest to make the playoffs, I feel like.
No,
NBA, I feel like fucking 3
there's
quarters of the league
there's 3
makes it.
wild card teams.
Yeah, 3, sorry. We'll jump over to the American League Central, another pretty close-knit one here with Minnesota as the favorite at plus 210, Detroit at plus 250, Cleveland plus 300, Kansas City plus 300, and the Chicago White Sox at plus 25,000.
Plus 25,000. Give me the White Sox, no. Maybe Cleveland at plus 300. I know they lost some
Who
depth.
won this division last year? Was it Minnesota?
It was Cleveland.
It was Cleveland?
Cleveland had a fat lead, I remember. I don't think they blew it. No, they didn't blow it 'cause they played the Yankees.
I'm gonna
Played the Yankees in the ALCS.
I'm gonna go with Detroit. I like Cleveland. I like Detroit or Cleveland. I don't like the number on Minnesota.
Yeah, not a good enough number for them.
Yeah, I like Detroit or Cleveland here. Those would be my 2 picks. American League West, the Astros are the favorite at plus 160, the Texas Rangers 2-1, the Mariners at plus 225, the Athletics at plus 2200, and the Angels at plus 2800. Is this one chalk as well? Astros
No,
plus
give me the
160?
Mariners plus 225. I think Julio Rodriguez, after having a pretty bad sophomore slump, he's gonna bounce back, have a great season, maybe even make an MVP run. They have the pitching as well. I think everything will just click this year. Give me the
They do have the pitching. Wu, Miller, Kirby,
Luis
Castillo.
Dude, they have everything.
Yeah, I mean, they have a nice team up there.
That's what
I don't watch much of them at all just because they're always on at fucking 11 PM, but
Yeah. Yeah,
uh,
no, it's
I'm
I
gonna
don't
say the Astros, but I wouldn't be shocked to see the Mariners in that spot. That's a good number for them, 225. I'd like to see it a little higher, but
Yeah.
definitely good there with all those teams kind of no real clear favorite. Plus 160, 200, 225 like
Yeah, it's all right there.
yeah. And then obviously plus 2200 and 28-1. But we'll move over to the National League with the Braves as the favorite in the NL East with a plus 125 odds to win the National League East. Phillies at plus 190, Mets plus 220, Nationals plus 10,000, and the Marlins plus 25,000. 3-team race in the NL East. Braves, Phillies, Mets. Can your Mets pull it off?
I think it's crazy value for what, plus
I mean,
220.
I think it is too.
I mean, I'm not gonna say they're gonna win it, but the value is
Why
there.
are
I
the
mean,
Braves favored
I don't
after
know.
losing Fried? Acuna's coming back from a huge injury.
I
I
don't
don't
know
like,
why my
and I love I
right.
like the Braves as a team. Acuna is my favorite player. Like I
I
don't see
think
them
I
beating or being better than Philly or you guys.
I think all 3 of the Phillies, Braves, and Mets should all be sitting around the same odds, maybe like plus 190,
It
plus
should be like that
200.
Astros 160, 200, 225.
Yeah, it's just crazy value for the Mets at plus 220. I mean, they went to the World Series or went to the NLCS last year to sign a guy for $785 million. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have a good season. I don't know. I think it's crazy value.
He was my first round pick, third overall in fantasy this year. I hope
Yeah?
yeah.
Otani went
I'm a pretty
1.
nasty team, dude. I'm in a league with like a bunch of older dudes, and there's like 2 other guys that are pretty younger, but my team is just disgusting. I forget the order I drafted them in, but I'll just go position by position. Catcher, Adley Rutschman. First base, Cody Bellinger. Second base, Bryson Stott. Third base, Rafael Devers. Shortstop, Bo Bichette. Outfield is Juan Soto, Yordan Alvarez, Kyle Schwarber. 2 utility players are Ezekiel Tovar and Wilson Contreras from the Cardinals. Vientos and Xavier Edwards on
Fire.
the bench. Pitching is disgusting. Skubal, Imanaga, Max Fried, Jack Flaherty, Emmanuel Clase is the reliever, Bryce Miller, Andres Munoz, Robert Suarez from the Padres, Kevin Gossman, Shane McClanahan, what's this guy's name? Grayson Rodriguez on the Orioles, and then I have Otani as a pitcher in the IL in case he
How
comes
mu
back.
how many man league?
10-man 10-man league, dude.
It seems like a fifty
It's
team.
offline draft, no phones, no like
Oh, so people forget players.
it's a cheat sheet. If you forget to cross someone off, everyone thinks they're available, like, or if you accidentally cross someone off, you're fucked.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy, dude. I got Bryce Miller in like the 17th round. Just
Yeah,
because everyone was like, "Oh
then
yeah,
you
Bryce Miller, Bobby Miller,
yeah,
Joe
yeah,
Miller," like no one knows who they are.
exactly. Yeah. That's a good way to do it, though.
It is fun because like it makes doing your research
Like,
more.
you need
You have
knowledge.
to do research. You can't just go in and pick names.
Right.
Like there's a guy in the league that literally picked first pick Skeens, second pick, like fucking his whole team's the Pirates. I'm like, good luck, dude. It's
That's all he
basically a
knows,
9-man
yeah.
league.
That's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
basically a 9-team league because we know he's not going to go far.
Good team, though.
I hope so. But where did I leave off? Speaking of the Pirates, National League Central, the Cubs are the favorite, plus 110, starting off the season 0-2, going up against the Dodgers. Not not
Those are
easy
real
there. But
games?
yeah, real games.
When does the actual season start?
Thursday. But Dodgers
Tomorrow.
are 2-0. Huh?
Tomorrow.
No, next
Next
Thursday.
Thursday. Okay.
27. But the Dodgers are 2-0 and the Cubs are 0-2
Okay.
starting on opening day. But Cubs are plus 110, Brewers are plus 290, Reds are plus 475, Cardinals are plus 800, Pirates are plus 900.
I like the Cubs this year, I do. I liked them last year, they definitely underachieved. Weak
Getting
division,
Kyle
dude.
Tucker
What are the Brewers?
plus 290.
They're in second?
Yeah. Cardinals at plus 800 is crazy. Who did they lose?
Goldschmidt,
And they're going to lose Arenado.
and they're gonna lose Arenado, yeah.
So it's basically Mason Wynn and all their young pitching. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, Cardinals aren't gonna compete. I mean, it's a weak division, they I guess they could. What are the Reds?
475.
Yeah, I figured they'd be higher than the Cardinals. I'm gonna go with the Cubs, plus 110. There's no value there. It's a weak division, anything can happen.
Yeah. I agree. I think Cubs. I think they did enough. And then NL West, Dodgers minus 600. I don't
That's
think
just
Dodgers.
nuts, dude. Minus 600. I mean, I guess, like, any injuries, they could just, like, throw somebody else out there.
Buy somebody.
Yeah.
Like
It's just they have so much depth, it's ridiculous.
the fact that the Padres are plus 900 and they're that good of a roster, and the Diamondbacks
Good
are
value on the Padres, though.
yeah, plus 700 on the Diamondbacks, but I think better value on the Padres.
Yeah. I mean, dude, remember
Rockies plus 50,000.
like
Highest
this
odds only because they're in the same division as the Dodgers.
I'd like to see, like, comparisons of, like, things more likely to happen than the Rockies being in the division. It's probably like
Yeah, like winning the Powerball 4 times in a year.
I bet you Norfolk State has a better chance of
A
of
national
beating Auburn.
championship.
No way, but of, like, beating Auburn than which is crazy because like
Yeah, they definitely do. Is the odds.
what is it plus 50,000? So what's
This
Norfolk?
is
What do you?
plus 50,000. There's no
Yeah,
money
yeah,
line in the
yeah.
first
You're
round
right.
of college. No
Right.
one game is plus 50,000.
Okay, they probably have a better chance of like going to the Elite Eight or something. Like,
I'd say they'd have to go to like I bet almost Final Four.
yeah, probably. That's not.
It'd be like calling a true double digit Cinderella run the whole way to the Final Four.
And like 16 seed, like it's not even like a
Yeah,
13 or a
not like an
12
11 seed
or
North Carolina. Like you're
yeah.
calling like Omaha to beat St. John's, then to beat Michigan State. You know what I mean, or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. That's
It'd
nuts.
be a gauntlet the whole way. And I mean, and here's the other thing I'm going to say about March Madness. Too many people are doing the bet every underdog.
Yeah, it's becoming like a, you know that guy Matty Betts?
Yeah.
He was the first one to do it, and it was like cool when he was doing it. Now you see like all these like influencers, whatever you want to call them, these
They're
sports
like, I
bettors.
disbarredly throw $100 on
Yeah,
every underdog.
yeah. Where'd you get this one, bud? Like
Y-
nobody wants to watch you do it. We want to watch the main guy do it.
Yeah. I
It's
don't
not
know.
cool anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say it kind of lost its thing with me. And then the kid last year from BR Betting did all the favorites. Like that was just I thought that was kind of funny just because I was getting annoyed of it then. But it's like I'm not actually gonna do that. I'm not gonna bet
Yeah,
every
yeah.
fucking favorite.
There's no
There
way
was
it's
a
not.
day on the second day of the round one last year. Favorites went 15-1, so that would have been a fun day to gamble. But um, yeah, I don't got much else here. MLB next week. We'll get Ace back. March Madness tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Stay tuned for all of our picks there. HitTheBooks.pod, HitTheBooks_pod on Twitter. Make sure you stay tuned or go join that giveaway. Last chance when you're listening to this. 12, I think, what was it? 12:15 is the first game tomorrow, Mackie.
Yeah.
Brackets lock at.
Yep.
So 12:15 when that Creighton Louisville game starts. Yeah, 12:15 Eastern time. So get your brackets in by say 12. I think they lock at maybe even 11:30. I'd get it done as soon as possible. Right when you're done listening to this, leave us a like, follow, share, subscribe. Go join the bracket challenge. Check us out on Instagram. Leave us a like, tag a friend on that post. Subscribe to our YouTube. Other than that, we'll get a live stream out there this weekend for the second round of March Madness. Whether that's going to be Saturday or Sunday, stay tuned. We'll let you know there. But thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys this weekend.